Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. It's your boy Troy, and welcome to Rise and Shine. All right guys, so today I'm going to be taking you through a quick workout to get your heart pumping, get your blood flowing, get you ready to start your day. All right guys, so we're going to get straight into it. So what I want to do is to get into a state of what I call active rest. All right guys, so we're getting warmed up, right? Lift those knees, move those hands, we're getting warmed up, all right? Get that blood flowing, get your heart pumping. All right, guys? All right. So follow me as we go along. All right. So this workout is focused on your midsection for those of you who want to get your midsection in shape. All right, guys, while you get a little bit of, cardio movements, aerobic movements going as well. All right, guys? So follow me as we go along. It's a quick workout that anybody can follow. All right. So we're getting warmed up. Woo. Lift those knees, move those hands. All right, guys, you guys ready? All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Lift the knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nice and easy. 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, we switch. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice and easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then we're going to do some rush standing, Russian twist, slide bend. Don't go too low. Slide bend on the knees, hands on the temple, and a twist from left to right or right to left, right, whichever you choose. Ready, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Good job, guys. If you are following, so this workout, it really targets your midsection, all right, your obliques, or as some people refer to it as your muffin top. All right, guys, so it focuses on this area and your abdominal section as well. All right, guys, so we're back into a state of active rest. Lift those knees, move those hands. All right, guys, so we're getting ready for the second set. All right, ready, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. 1, 2, lift the knee. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo, good job, guys. Next side, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Good job, guys. If you were following, third exercise in that second set. Let's go. Slide bend on the knees, right? Or stay upright, and a twist, right, left to right, or right to left. Ready, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Good job, guys, if you are following. And now we're going back into a state of active rest. All right, guys, lift those knees, move those hands. All right, we're trying to burn as much calories as possible. We're trying to get a nice sweat going. All right, get that heart pumping, get that blood flowing. All right, guys? Good job, guys, if you were following. All right? Woo! So we're getting into the third and final set for today's routine. All right, guys? You guys ready? Third and final set. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Good job, guys. Next side. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, guys. 1, 2, lift those knees. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Good job, guys. Final exercise in the final set. All right? Slight bend on the knees. You stay upright. You twist from left to right or right to left. All right? Ready, guys? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Woo! Good job, guys. If you were following, just a quick workout, all right, guys, to get your heart pumping, get your blood flowing, all right, get you ready to start your day, guys. All right, and remember to stay hydrated. Make sure that you're drinking water. As a matter of fact, make water your #1 beverage. All right, guys, and remember to make healthy choices. Whatever you choose to eat, make healthy choices. Make sure it's something that is healthy for you and nutritious as well. All right, guys, so we're gonna get into a quick warm down, right? So what I want you to do, stand with your legs shoulder width apart, and you push your hips forward, and you lean back, woo, as far as you can go. Right, and you hold it, good job. And then you reach down as far as you can go. Feel the stretch in your legs. Woo! Hold it, woo! Good job, guys. All right, then I want you to step forward, interlock your fingers, you reach up. Get a nice little stretch in the arms. Right, hold it, woo! Good job. All right, next leg. Interlock your fingers, stretch up. Get that stretch going. Right. Good job, guys. If you are following, and I hope that this quick workout session was beneficial to you guys. And remember, like I said, all right, keep drinking your water, stay hydrated, make healthy choices. Thanks again for joining us again, guys. See you again next time.
Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 405-5718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
Rise and shine.
I'm Tony Julian with the details.
Following a fatal shooting on the Sister Isle of Carriacou in the community of Bogles on Tuesday afternoon, there continues to be a sense of fear and uneasiness among the residents there. Law News correspondent over in the Sister Isle of Carriacou, Royal Patterson, shared an update on the current situation as a suspect shooter, Dwayne McDonald, remains at large. Donella Hostin begins this evening's newscast with a report.
The search continued on Wednesday for Dwayne McDonald, the man of interest to law enforcement believed to be involved in the fatal shooting of Randy Jones McIntosh, the chairman of the Carriacou and Petite Martinique chapter of the New National Party, on Tuesday afternoon in the community of Bogles on the Sister Isle of Carriacou. Royal Patterson, news correspondent based on the Sister Isle, provided an update to our news team.
Incident occurred just around 4:40 yesterday afternoon in the community of Bogles, where Mr. Jones was driving his XL Escudo with a female companion just about some 200 meters from home when they encountered Mr. McDonald, who of course approached them with a weapon and shot him 3 times in his vehicle, a left-hand drive vehicle. The female companion actually escaped, came out of the vehicle and hid on the side of the vehicle. Mr. Jones McIntosh was shot, I said, 3 times on the left side to the shoulder and to the neck, and on the right side to the lower part of the chest. He was rushed to the hospital, the Princess Royal Hospital, Carriacou, where he was pronounced dead. We were told that when Mr. McDonald approached the vehicle, he said, "I want my money, I want my money." That's what of course, we are gathering. And after, of course, conducting the shooting, reports that, of course, he walked back in dirt road, that is, and went back to the main road. And afterwards, he was not seen since.
Speculation is rife as to what may have led to the shooting incident. However, notably, both gentlemen who resided in the USA at some point were said to be deported. According to Patterson, police from the mainland have been brought in to assist in the search for the suspected shooter.
Well, presently, as we speak, a number of officers arrived from the mainland to augment the staff here in Carriacou and Petite Martinique. And as we speak, they are basically out on the search looking for one named as Dwayne McDonald, who have been, of course, the one accused of shooting that of Randy Jones on Tuesday afternoon in the community of Bogles. What I can also tell you is that, of course, a number of the officers here have been combing parts of the island, and they have also sent out messages to the various regional counterparts to be on the lookout for Mr. McDonald. There are some reports that, of course, we are hearing that Mr. McDonald may be in contact with his lawyer to surrender. We are also hearing reports that, of course, he may have already fled the island to one of the neighboring Grenadian islands. So, of course, there are several moving parts as it pertains to the situation, which is extremely fluid.
The Sister Isles are known for their serenity, and with this being the first homicide on the Sister Isle for the year, residents, according to Patterson, are somewhat uneasy. A post-mortem is expected to be conducted on Thursday, May 4th, 2023. As the situation unfolds and more information becomes available, MTV News will keep you updated. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
The Immigration Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force is advising individuals that any person entering the country must present themselves to an immigration officer. There is Nikita Hostin with more.
According to law, any individual entering the country must present themselves to an immigration officer. This procedure is critical in ensuring the safety of our borders.
Persons who are entering the country. Now, in our law, under Section 9 of the Immigration and Passport Act, it says that any person entering Grenada must present themselves to an immigration officer. Right? And we want to advise against persons coming into the country without seeing or seeking an immigration officer as soon as possible. And the law...
Any person entering the country?
Any person entering the country.
So someone coming from Union to Carriacou?
They have to present themselves to an immigration officer. And there are consequences for not presenting yourself to an immigration officer, as we were speaking earlier.
That was Constable Redhead, attached to the Immigration Department. Corporal Joseph emphasized the importance of having a valid passport.
And just to add, when you come in, what the law also says is that that person must provide a valid passport on entering the country. And if you do not have a valid passport with a proper photo, identification of nationality and name, so this identifies who you are as an individual. The only exception is someone of who is a member of the OECS, and we know the OECS countries, and they have the authority to come in on an ID, but the ID also must show nationality.
As the RGPF Immigration Department responds to the growing concerns created by our porous borders, they are calling on citizens to be on the lookout for illegal immigrants and assist the police by reporting them to the Immigration Department.
And that is the fortunate thing about Grenada. You can see and you can report crimes. And you know, the funny thing is,
Grenadians do that with pleasure.
We do that with pleasure, you know, and it's amazing, and
it's a pastime.
And that is the beauty of Grenada, you know. It's like people gonna literally call. I'm telling you.
Nikita Houston, MTV News.
Meanwhile, Attorney at Law Anselm Cloughton is calling for more Coast Guard surveillance of our borders. His comments come after a Vincentian national recently entered the country illegally and gunned down a man in Guelph, St. John.
Well, he's also charged with unlawful entry. Yes. He's also charged with unlawful entry. So he would have come in without being processed. Well, you know, our borders are porous. So we need a number of small, deployable Coast Guard crafts, not one or two. We need quite a few.
Cloughton believes more should be done to protect the country's borders to help decrease the number of illegal immigrants entering the country. The marine legal expert also says emphasis should be placed on the protection of our marine resources.
Not only to surveil our borders to avoid people rushing onto us, but also to protect our marine resources. We have a tremendous good stock of fish within our fishery zone, and a lot of people come poaching. It's well known. Sometimes you can see them. I sail, so I encounter them sometimes way out, but within the jurisdiction of our respective courses, both St. Vincent and Grenada. So we have to seriously try to secure our borders.
Vendors who operate at the National Stadium showed up at the ministerial complex on Wednesday to meet with authorities on a letter they received from the Ministry of Infrastructure, Public Utilities, Civil Aviation and Transportation.
I understand that we have to move from the stadium. It's not a problem for me because I said it's not a marketplace, it's a stadium and for different activities, right? But the thing is that if ever it's so, it's not like that. They're supposed to call a meeting with everybody, like who is there on a Saturday.
The letter stated that with effect from May 5th, 2023, there will be no vending at the Grenada National Stadium and that all vending will return to the St. George's Market. However, some vendors are not happy with this move. And on Wednesday, over 10 vendors gathered at the doors of the ministerial complex seeking answers. Most of the vendors said that the market does not have enough booths to hold them all. MTV News was there and spoke to Pearl Bartholomew, who has been vending for more than 10 years.
Instead of you have to hear, they say I'm them. Say, I don't believe in they say and them say. Come straight to the point is me. And let me know what it is all about, especially me. I'm not a new vendor. As I said, I used to be in the market, and when they said that you have to move from there, I took off my table and whatsoever I got there, and I went it to the stadium.
Other vendors also spoke on this development. According to them, their livelihood is at stake.
What is bothering me
Nobody didn't tell me anything. I just hear it by mouth. And the problem I have, when they say you're going to the stadium, what next? There is no room in the stadium. I mean, in the vendors market. I mean, I believe they could find some other solutions, even though we have to pay our rent.
I am registered. I do poultry, different crops, vegetables, even various tea bags. Now, my thing is, if you're saying that they're going back to the market, all those vendors that is there, they can't fit in the market.
We have to stay home until they call us. Right now, Uncle Kit, I want you to see me face good. You see me? You see me good, Uncle Kit? Dr. Morris and Mr. Davro, woman, what they here? You hear? Come back, please. We want you back.
Because that's a problem. People are going there to sell stuff. That's their livelihood that is being affected there now. Now, my take is, are we obstructed anything in the stadium? No. The farmers, from my observation, is like they work their land during the week, and on Fridays and Saturdays is when they come out to sell the produce. So what is the problem in us allowing us to stay there?
Oh, they're treating us as dogs.
Come better and tell us something. They say they pass a message for people on social media. Me don't know nothing about social media. I don't know nothing about social media. They have all the right to come and have a meeting with us.
Some of the vendors who were at the ministerial complex on Wednesday also received the number of the booths they will operate in at the St. George's Market, while others were asked to return on Thursday.
A local attorney is sounding the alarm bell after making a disturbing observation. According to Attorney-at-Law Jerry Edwin, too many juveniles are before the magistrate's court for grievous harm matters. He's calling for an immediate intervention to stem this worrying trend.
Attorney-at-Law Jerry Edwin voiced his concern on the number of juveniles appearing before the magistrate's court. According to him, the number of school children brought before the court for wounding and other harmful matters should be addressed immediately.
When I go to the courts and I see dozens of young boys in school uniforms and mothers and very, very few fathers, to say that the circumstances involving juveniles and the fact that so many young people are brought before the magistrate's court, to say this is tragic is an understatement.
Edwin says on a normal day, the court will see about 60 juveniles answering to crimes, which includes but not limited to assault on police. He says there is a disciplinary issue within our society involving a juvenile that needs to be addressed.
There are too many young people who are before the court for violating the law. This morning, someone remarked that it is intercall games outside the magistrate's court. That was merely an expression to say that the many young people that we saw waiting to be called for infraction of the law before the magistrate.
He says there is a disciplinary issue within our society involving a juvenile that needs to be addressed.
How can we have 75 matters on Juvenile Day for wounding, for fighting, for causing harm, for assault on police, and all of us are not up in arms? Where is the civic classes at the primary and secondary schools?
Edwin is calling on the relevant authorities to help with this cycle of violence reoccurring in our schools among the young people.
Former Labour Minister Peter David, who was present at the May Day celebrations, spoke with our news desk and shared his concerns about some of the statements made during these speeches. Donella Hostin has more.
Despite not being in government at this time, the former Labour Minister Peter David once again attended the May Day celebrations, where he was seen listening to and mingling with workers, union leaders and other patrons. David, who is no stranger to the Labour arena, told our news team that he supports workers regardless of his position, as he understands the importance of organised labour. However, he did make mention of some of the speeches, which according to him were very politically charged.
Of course, some of the speeches were highly politically charged, and one expects that coming out of an elections. This is the first May Day since the last elections. There were some serious labor issues, industrial disputes during the last administration, and that seemed to have spilled over into this May Day. And one has to expect that. Some of them may have been, some people may say, too political, but then again, we have to expect that on May Day.
Nevertheless, according to David, he believes that some of the pressing issues, including those stemming from the previous administration's tenure, were raised.
Several of them raised the issue of cost of living, promises having been made to deal with the cost of living issues. They raised those issues, and I think it is something we need to address. Also, the issue of regularization of workers, promises were made in that respect. It is a burning issue. It was a burning issue in the last administration. It continues to be a burning issue. Those issues as well. The issue of termination of workers unfairly, that was raised with respect to the situation in Carriacou and Petit Martinique. The representation of workers on boards. I think that, again, another issue for workers, because workers must be represented on some of these boards.
David says he believes that going forward, unions can organize a more structured celebration that will leave workers more conscious about themselves and the role they play.
I think the strength of the labor movement will depend to a large extent on the consciousness, and we talk about class consciousness, the consciousness of the workers in terms of what their role is in development of society, what their role is in terms of productivity, what their role is in terms of organization. In other words, education of the workers as to their role in society.
He also gave the suggestion of inviting a feature speaker to speak on certain issues rather than having a multitude of lengthy speeches that some of the people seem not to be too fond of. Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostan.
A committee from St. David is seeking the public's assistance in raising much-needed funds for a young woman, Nesia Maureen, who has been diagnosed with a medical condition referred to as CSF rhinorrhea. Speaking to our news team about an upcoming fundraising activity the committee will have was Nicole Cambridge.
On May 6th, which is this Saturday, we will be having a fundraising motorcade for Nesia Maureen. She was diagnosed with CSF rhinorrhea, which is more or less, she has a cracked skull that is causing leakage through her nose. From the time Nisi had messaged me with her illness, I decided to do something for her, and I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and work on a motorcade. And together I have a committee, which is, well, myself, Rita, Kerry Williams, Akiran Maureen, and Ashlyn Maureen.
Ms. Cambridge shared the route of Saturday's fundraising motorcade.
So on Saturday, we'll be having that motorcade. We'll be starting at Latan Junction, 9 a.m., We will proceed down to St. David's, through Woodlands, the Valley, Grand Anse, head to town, and go up on the western side, the northern side, and back to the eastern side.
Another member of the committee, Rita Augustine, continues to plead with the public for help as she gave an account number that funds can be donated to.
We're asking folks to look out for us. It's for Nesia Maureen. She needs us, Grenada. I keep pounding that. She needs us. And we're asking that you guys come on board. And if you cannot, then there's a account number at the Communal Credit Union that you can make contribution to. Is 1097933. So you can go there and make that contribution, or you can call either one of us, and we will be able to guide you along this process.
With Mother's Day around the corner, health officials continue to stress the need for women to get screened for cervical cancer. For this evening's Health Wise, we're speaking with gynecologist and obstetrician at Fit for Life Medical Services, Dr. Smith, on colposcopy, or a colposcopic examination, which normally follows an abnormal cervical screening test or PAP test, a procedure which involves a visual examination of the cervix with a magnifying instrument called a colposcope to determine if someone may be predisposed or at risk of cervical cancer.
We are here to talking about Mother's Day because we are here in this month, May. So we want to offering a service like a gynecologist. We want to offering a discount. We want to talking about especially on the colposcopy. This is a procedure, a very important procedure. Most of the people they don't know about that procedure, and it's very important. The colposcopy is a visual examination on the cervix and the vaginal walls to detect when the patient have an abnormal pap smear or any bleeding after intercourse, to detect any precancer cells or any cells on the cervix. So we're offering that procedure here with the colposcope machine here at Fit for Life Medical Service. The benefit for the colposcopy is detect on time abnormal cells on the cervix or on the vaginal walls to detect any cancer, because sometimes we need to take some little tissue from the cervix to detect that abnormal cell like a biopsy, and it's very important for the patient. The machine is the colposcope. With that colposcope, they have a lens and the light, and you can see and visualize more clear and more specific. Is the patient have any lesion, any abnormal cells on the cervix, and you can detect more clear, and you can take a biopsy in that abnormal lesion or cells on the cervix, on the vaginal walls as well. They need to know about that procedure because it's very important. Most of the patients, they don't know about that procedure, and sometimes it's very important to do and get that procedure done to detect on time any abnormal cells on the cervix.
Good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine for today. It's Thursday, the 4th day of May, 2023. I am your host, Oslin Crosby. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Another Thursday, wrapping up another week, the first week in the month of May. And it is going to be another informative and exciting morning. Today we'll be speaking with Sir Angus Douglas and Stuart Adams. Also speaking to Shane John and Tom Eddy. It is the management team, Grenada UK football team. We'll be speaking all about some of the players that we have in the UK, what they are doing, because remember, whenever they are out there, they are representing us as our sports ambassadors, and we are proud of them. So we'll be hearing all about that. We'll be speaking to Mr. Jervis Dabrio also, the coordinator of CSIRT, the Grenada National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team, Data Protection Bill. We'll be speaking to us, he'll be sharing more about that with us. We go onto the internet and we do lots of foolish things sometimes, and we tend to think that there is no way that people can know that it's us. Remember, the same way you have liberty to do things, it's the same way there are monitoring tools that are available to ensure that you don't get to do anything out of the way. Yeah. And then we'll also be speaking to Mr. Kira Patterson this morning. A Night of Love. Next week, Saturday, it's the Mother's Day weekend, and that annual feature will be on. So it's a packed morning. So let us move. I know we have our first guest already on. So let's move to ensure that we speak to everyone and get all the information from them this morning. But before we do that, it's a beautiful day outside. The sun is peeping through the window for me. So let's go over to the Met Office and let's hear what's going on with the weather. Good morning.
Good morning to you and good morning, listeners. Here is the weather for today, Thursday, the 4th of May, 2023, as recorded at the Moss Bishop International Airport. It is currently partly cloudy with winds coming from the east at 17 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is 1015.1 millibars, which is above normal and rising. Present temperature is 28.1 degrees Celsius and relative humidity 79%. Yesterday's maximum was 30.1 degrees Celsius and the minimum last night 26.7 degrees Celsius. Only a trace of rainfall was recorded over the past 24 hours, hence the total for the month remains at a trace. Now for the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, Company, Martinique, valid for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy and breezy with a few brief, isolated morning showers, becoming generally fair as the day progresses. Today's maximum will be 30.5 degrees Celsius with winds easterly to southeasterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour, gusting higher at times. Seas will be moderate to slightly rough with waves 5 to 7 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells. Hence, a small craft advisory remains in effect. Low tide will be at 9 a.m. and high tide at 3:30 p.m. Sunset will be at 6:22 and sunrise at 5:47. Just to repeat the public forecast for Grenada, Carriacou, Company, Martinique, valid for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy and breezy with a few brief, isolated morning showers, becoming generally fair as the day progresses. And once again, a small craft advisory remains in effect. From the forecast desk at the Moss Bishop International Airport, I'm Jonathan Price. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. And that's the weather forecast for today. Marine advisory is in place, but it's going to be a beautiful day. A trace of rain recorded. Pretty low numbers for this month. We are grateful, though, for the little water that we are getting. So our farmers are still smiling. So the mixed conditions, we appreciate it. We are in the dry season, but remember, we are just under a month away from the official start of this year's Atlantic hurricane season. So let us use the so-called downtime now to prepare for when the active season comes about. Let's go over now to our word of the day. Christian Date from the St. Mary's Catholic School, Lafayette, a grade 6 student with our word of the day.
My name is Christian Date. I am in grade 6 and I attend St. Mary's Catholic School in Lafayette, St. Andrews. The word of the day is faith. Having trust or confidence in someone or something. With faith, you can overcome all obstacles, pushing our fears aside and replacing it with faith.
Faith, that's our word of the day. Remember, it is the hope of things not seen, but hoped for. Sometimes you have to believe in things that we cannot see. We must believe in something, right? And that's today's word of the day, faith. Let's go over now to emergency tip of the day, workplace fire safety tips. Fire now in the dry season can be a concern. And remember, it can destroy all that you have invested in and built over the years in the blink of an eye. Yeah? So let's be careful. Identify the fire hazards. Identify the people at risk. Evaluate and reduce the hazard. Set up an emergency plan and conduct training, and review your risk assessments. That's critical. You must identify a spot on the outside where people will gather. You must identify your exit. You must have the safety, your extinguishers and so inside, and not just have them, but ensure that the people who are there knows how to use them. Yeah? And there should always be drills so that whenever the event is actually happening, people knows exactly what they should be doing. So you don't have that concern. The last thing anyone needs is to have numbers, casualties on their hand after an incident. So I encourage our business owners and so to be very, very mindful of this. Be careful what you do. So this morning we have here What I'm going to do is let's take a quick break so that I can make that connection with our first guest on the Grenada UK football team, and then we will get into our second one right after, and then we break, and then we go into the third interview, right? So we'll be back shortly. Good morning.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Nothing more to do when there's no one else around. Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Hit it up to your inner move. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-5718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply. It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Building resilience is the responsibility of us all. That means planning in the event of more frequent and intense storms. Introducing a new product called Flexible Hurricane Protection, FHP. FHP provides protection against tropical storms through to Category 5 hurricanes. If a storm covered by your policy impacts your island, you get a payout automatically. No assessors, no adjusters. Pick the amount of coverage you need. Use the funds however you want to cover lost income, replace damaged equipment or crops, rebuild your business, or carry out quick repairs to your home. Getting started is easy. Simply visit www.corpefinsurance.com to select the coverage that's right for you or choose an annual premium that fits your budget. Pay the annual premium at your credit union before 1st June. It's that simple. Make FHP a key part of your yearly hurricane plan.
Shine.
For being here with us. It's 7:51 in the morning, 9 minutes to the official start of most people's workday and school day. Today it's CPEA, the first day of that external exam for primary school students. I want to wish all our candidates the very best today, please. You have had 12 years to prepare for this. We know that you would do great, but remember, if you did not prepare, then you are reducing your chances of doing so. So today, give your best. Go in focused, ensure that you had a very good breakfast, and go in there and give out all that your teachers taught you. Yeah, we know that by the end of June, we'll be here. We will be seeing and hearing of the celebrations as everyone will be getting ready to enter secondary school. Go out there, give your best. But remember, you have an opportunity. Now, this is the start of you shaping your future. You are getting into secondary school, and then after that, it means that you keep going. So, to all our CPEA candidates today, we wish you the very best. Let's go over now to our first interview of the morning. Today, we're speaking with Mr. Angus Douglas and Stuart Adams. They form the part of the management team of a Grenada UK football team. We have a team of Grenadian players in the UK. Good morning, gentlemen, and thank you so much for being here with us.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us.
It is a pleasure. Anything to do with us selling Grenada, having our sports ambassadors out there, we support fully. And we want to say thank you so much for accepting that invitation from the GFA to make sure that our players have that kind of exposure. We want to start off with Angus. Angus, give us some background to this trip. What are our players doing there, and what is the objective?
So good morning. Thank you for having me on. This started back in about 2017. I work as a Chelsea scout, and I was watching some footballers play football, and I had a conversation with someone in London, and we said, would it be a good idea to have a competition where we'd have people from Grenadian heritage that could play in a competition for the diaspora? Once we did that, we got together for a former friend of ours, Mr. Shenny Joseph, who put me and Stuart together, and we got together to put some boys together to play in this actual competition. So that started way back in about 2017. The competition then moved on. We went on to put some trials on in the UK to find players of Grenadian heritage. And once we did that, we joined this competition and have been playing in this competition now since September last year.
Okay. This is a long one. We actually thought that this might have been the first that they have been there. With that, though, so it has grown to what we have now. And Stuart, I want to pull you in the conversation now on this. 2017, this started, so it means that you would have interacted yourself and Angus with a number of our players. I know that COVID might have crippled plans of 2020 up to last year, but it is a return this year. So far, what you saw or you have been seeing, tell us where do you think we are at as it relates to natural abilities and that of making them into better products?
Honestly, Angus, I've been going on blessed. I'm married to a Grenadian woman, so I'm a Grenadian background lady. So that's how I got to come on the island. From day dot, mine's 28 years ago. Angus is obviously family Grenadian, so a lot longer. But 28 years ago, I went on the island, saw some talent that I didn't actually, I hadn't seen in England, and that's individual skill. And it's still the same today. There's some boys on the island that are so blessed with skill, and it's just us. We've voluntarily put ourselves forward. We don't charge. It doesn't cost the FA anything for us to do this. We've done it on our own back, on the simplicity. We love Grenada, and we can see that it's a sleeping giant that just needs to be woken up. And it's a lot. It's quite a complicated thing, but if everybody comes together, Grenada can be massive. Grenada can be massive in world football and international football, with the kids coming abroad and vice versa coming back.
Okay. I like the sound of this, because I think people like yourself, knowing what you know with the exposure. And Angus, you said that you came on island as a scout. And let me ask you, though, are you Grenadian, Angus? I believe you are.
I was born in the UK, but from Grenadian parentage.
Okay, so you're Grenadian. We will accept.
Yeah, I'm Grenadian. I'm a Grenadian.
So you're both Grenadians, yes. All right.
Yeah,
so
indeed.
We will accept that.
I'm now a Grenadian citizen. Yeah.
Yes. You are. Once you come from the line, it's safe to say that you are.
Absolutely.
With what we have seen, right? You said that you're a scout. How then do we take all of this? I know you take them out for a competition and then they will return. That is exposure, yes? That is critical. One of the things that we recognize is in the past, opportunities, it was a lot less. Now our athletes have a lot more opportunities for them to shine. To do so, we know that it must be coupled. The natural ability is excellent. Once groomed, then we can get them into what we want them to be. Discipline is critical. and also a developmental program back at home that will continue what they were exposed to is even critical. Speak to me more about that. And what are some of the comments you have been hearing from some of these athletes coming back home? You know, I want to keep going because we recognize what it have for us.
Yes, I've actually been on the island and I've done some coaching on the island. And I think the most important thing for the island is to have a foundation phase where we get children, boys and girls, involved in the game at a very young age, and we give them the tools and equipment and the uniforms so they can flourish in the sport. Once we've built that foundation phase and have an educational part to that as well, we can then go into a development phase. So for children from, say, like the ages of 9 to 11, and then we can start to build that process into an academy stage. And that then leads into the kind of international football that a lot of the kids in Grenada are playing from U13 upwards to the senior men's team. Again, myself, working in the UK, I've worked with Grenadian players, Ashley Charles, who plays for Wealdstone, and Aaron Pierre, who's currently the captain of Grenada. So I've worked with these two players in the UK many, many years ago. And what we do then, we show children in the UK, that's the pathway that they can take to represent their country because they come from Grenadian heritage. So that's another part. There's various pathways to the kind of project that we're doing with the Grenada UK brand. We've got Show Me My Tech, which is the technical side of what we do, and they're responsible for a lot of our exposure through Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So we've got various platforms now where we can kind of entice young people into our project. And I said, when we come back to Grenada, we lend that support to the GFA, which we've had a really fantastic relationship with over the last 6-7 years. And we're always willing to kind of listen and listen to what ideas the GFA have, and they're always willing to listen to the ideas that we have, and long may that kind of relationship continue. But as we said, this is just the foundation phase, because we're really looking towards, can we really be a force to be reckoned with and get qualification for the 2030 World Cup? And I sincerely think we can, because as Stuart rightly said, there's some fantastic talent on the island already, and I've seen that. I coached some of the under 17s, under 19s on my last visit, and there's some incredible talent on the island. Can we link that together with talent from around Europe and the world? And that's what we hope to do. And as I said, we offer our services free of charge because, you know, we're Grenadians and we're passionate about sport in Grenada. Football is our passion, obviously, but all sport in Grenada and the educational side of it as well. Whether that be media, because not everyone can be a footballer. Yeah. So, you know, can they be a journalist? You know, can they go in and be a physio? So there's many different pathways that we're kind of leading on in regards to making, you know, Grenada a really good force for football in the world.
Okay, great. Stuart, do you want to add to this?
Angus, he nailed it really there. Fortunately on the island, Grenadians are Grenadian, but a lot of people in Grenada don't understand. First, second, third generation Grenadians in England, America, all around the world will still class themselves as Grenadians, and that gives us a massive pull. It's and it isn't a thing pulling kids from abroad and putting them into Grenada to play from Grenada. That isn't the main thing. The idea is bringing Grenadans together, being first, second, third, or born on the island, etc., to be able to represent a country. And it's getting to a stage, if they're nurtured, and this is all the way through football, it's all through Paradise, Hurricane, Queen's Park, all of those. The fantastic, the footballers, some of them are seriously good footballers. It's just, we need to make it better is a terrible word and a horrible thing to say, is nurture it. As Angus said, it just needs to be tidied up. His background in professional football, we just need to milk it and make Grenada better. And so we've said this before COVID. 2030 was our aim. Whether because of COVID that might have kicked us in the teeth a little bit, but it certainly slowed it down. But I still hope we can qualify for the World Cup. It's not playing the World Cup finals, and you've had Jason Roberts play for you, and that's all you need to say. You've had a world-class footballer play for Grenada. There's loads of Jason Roberts out there. There's loads of them.
That is true. That is true. The opportunities, they are endless. We have to work
Yes.
towards the goal. I truly support that. I truly support that. Let us speak about their participation in the competition, the one that they would usually be a part of in the UK. How has it been for them over the years? How has the participation been? What was it like?
So again, the idea, as I said to you, the idea was in 2017, but because of COVID, the actual competition didn't actually start until 2022. Grenada being the smallest island of 8 teams participating, Romania, UK, Brazil, UK, Turkey, UK, Spain, UK, a UK team, and Ghana, UK. So we were the smallest nation with the smallest squad. We're actually, at the moment, we've had some fantastic results. We've lost 2 games, and we've won 3 games. I mean, we never expected the kind of success that we've had with the smallest squad. And it's more than football as well, because it's communities coming together. So, you know, we bring food, we bring our national dish, we bring our national dish, you know, oil down and things like that and other cultures can sample our food, and we do likewise as well. So it is the competition's a bit more than just football. It's about bringing communities together. It's about kind of reminding the Grenadian community about their heritage as well. So we put on lots of shows. We're going to go to lots of shows and promote the brand as well. So it's been really good. But football-wise, it's been fantastic. We surpassed anything that we thought we'd achieve we're going to finish 5th, and that's a fantastic achievement. And we're going to build on this going forward.
Great. I did not realize that the teams were like UK, Spain, and all right. So I understand fully when you say that we did great. I mean, Grenada, UK, Grenada. All right. And along with it, we know that we're talking football, we're talking culture. It is really huge, and we're also bringing the UK Grenadian communities together at football, because you know whenever we play, we come out, no matter where we are.
With our national anthem, absolutely, and our dream, is to bring the Grenada UK team to Grenada and play the national Grenada under 15s team, under 16s team. So that's our dream. When we first started on the project, it was on paper, and now it's a real reality that we can put this together within the next 2 years, certainly.
All right, great. I think this is bigger than I even expected, but this is wonderful. This is great for our players. We just had that encounter with the US, and I think we saw the support. I'm sure, were looking on from the UK. The entire, you had a stadium that was packed to capacity. Grenadians coming out from all over to support our team. I think it shows that there is keen interest in the development of the sport here on Ireland. And whenever we're talking sport, it means that we're bringing out the families. It is not just about an immediate person, but everybody is our family at that time. You spoke about the long-term goal of 2030, that we can our national team can get to the World Cup, yes? I think that is exceptional. As we continue to do this, I know that you must have a roadmap somewhat with the GFA to work along with them to do this. You spoke about coaching and so in the past. You continue to do that on your end in the UK. What can we expect after this? Because we know competition will be happening this year. What time of the year do you have it? And what are the kind of discussions that are going on now with the GFA to ensure that we achieve that goal come 2030?
This because of Marlon's come in now as a new president. Yeah. Very good man, very intelligent man. It's just one of those things. You know how it works, and time on work, etc., can be slow and slow things down. But once we've sorted it out, which we have done our bit here, I saw Marlon 2 months ago. I was out in Grenada. Good man. He's just getting it all together. He's sitting around a table, just making it work. It sounds so simple, and it is simple, but people's times it makes it hard. But not saying anything back. Angus can bring everything to the table. He's got enough links. Yeah. And it's just making the football I want football in Grenada, and this is a long shot, to be the equivalent of a really good standard of football in England. We're blessed here. We've got all the best players in the world playing in the football leagues in England. But there's no reason that we can't build it on a smaller scale, obviously. But it's loads. It's finance, etc. That's what we will bring. He'll bring his experience. He'll bring his knowledge of professional football at the top level. And I fill in the gaps. So I love my football. I've loved my football all my life. It's just an ongoing thing, but it is a sit down. But the trouble is, COVID, as I said, put it back 3 years. So we are now 3 years behind, and it's really for us to make 2030. We need to hit it now and go, and it needs to be running. We need to be a little bit like Karani. At the end of the day, we need all the guns of fire and us to start sprinting. So I think that's what we're going to do. So I'm out there in July. Angus is out in August. So no doubt we meet up with Marlon again and the GFA boys, past and present, because they all got the same passion. Yeah. And that's the thing, bringing everybody together, all having the same ideas, but actually doing it, not just ideas.
All right, great. I think you answered another question I was going to ask you at the end. When will you be back home? But I think you both answered it. July, August, so you get you don't just get football, but you also get culture, because it is that carnival time, yeah? So
indeed.
Angus and Stuart, you will enjoy it, but I want to say thank you. I hope we did not miss anything else that we want to add, support from the teams. Somebody may ask, how can a player that may be in a footballer in Grenada that's in the UK be a part of the competition? What's the selection process? How can they play? Explain that for us, because I know somebody may be asking how they can.
How a player from the UK can join?
Yes, so a Grenadian player living in the UK maybe can be a part of the competition, or do they must come from here and then be sent up to be a part of it?
No, they can come from anywhere, and that's the beauty of having Show Me My Tech, our tech guys that put out all of our advertising over social media. So we put out we put the fixtures out when the fixtures are, just come along and support. And by then we get to talk to parents. Other parents say we've got a player if they want to. So nobody's excluded. So it's a very open forum. You know, all you've got to do is have a bit of Grenadian in you, enjoy culture, and we'll accept you, and embrace you into our Grenada family.
Okay, wonderful. What are the tags for your social media platforms? What page should we look for?
The Facebook.
Your handles, yes. What are the names of on the various platforms?
It's Grenada. It's called Grenada UK.
Grenada UK. Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So we can go on there, get the information, also make contact through your tech teams, and then
that's right.
Follow the fixtures and be a part of all the football action in the UK. I think
absolutely.
That's great.
We also have a website called Grenada UK where there is a form that they can actually register as well. So there is a website as well, Grenada UK. So yeah, if they put a search in, they can find that, and there will be a form on there for them to fill in if they want to register as a player. But at the moment, we do it kind of via the form or via word of mouth.
Mm-hmm. All right. Great. Excellent. Before we run off, I want to give both of you an opportunity to share some parting words with us, encourage players to be a part of it. It would be quite an interesting Grenada link up, as we would say here in Grenada, out there in the UK for people you might not have seen in ages. You would get an opportunity to see them at these games.
Indeed. What do you do?
Well, again, we're all inclusive. This is the beginning of the journey for us, we believe, even though, it's been going for 6 years. I always believe in using words like the foundation. We're building a foundation here. We want as many people as involved to come out and embrace what we're trying to do. If anyone's got any new ideas that they want to help with, please jump on board, send us some comments, and we accept any kind of feedback that we get, good or bad, because all we want to do is make football great in Grenada for Grenadians both here and in Grenada. So that's my parting shot in regards to what we're trying to do for both Grenadians here and in Grenada itself.
All right.
Yeah, and me personally, a game you put it out earlier, good luck to the kids who are all taking their exams today.
Yes.
Focus, but that's not solely on exams. If you're a sports person, focus. That's as simple as it is. Doesn't matter where you are. If you've got Grenadian heritage of sorts, focus. Focus on being the best you can be. And just a love up to all the family out in St George's, the John family, and all my boys up in St Mark's. But just good luck, Grenada, and let's just push the island and let's just make us massive. That's all it is. Let's make it massive.
Okay, but Stuart, I did not realize that you were so acquainted with my part of the woods. I am from Victoria, so yes, when you say all your boys in St Mark's. So Angus, well, looking forward to seeing you guys home in July and August of this year. Enjoy, and I want to say thank you from all Grenadians on this end. Thank you so much to the Grenadians in the UK that continue to ensure that the Grenadian flag it flies, but not just fly, but you ensure that your contribution trickles back home where we can assist some of the young people so that there are opportunities, and know that it is not just playing the sport because you love it, but there are endless opportunities out there for you to take this sport and make it into a mint. But you have to be dedicated, you have to be disciplined, and you have to want this. You have to, as Stuart just said, you have to be focused.
Indeed.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for giving us that platform today.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for being on with us. And we look forward to seeing you for a spicy carnival and football experience come July and August.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
And catch you in Victoria.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
All right. Take care.
Have a
good
great
one.
day. Thanks.
So there we spoke to Angus Douglas and Stuart Adams, the management team of the Grenada UK football team. It's a it's a competition, it's a project that started rather some 6 years ago, where Grenadians living in the UK have this competition where Grenadian footballers can be a part of a competition. You have the UK Spain, the UK different teams from around the world that are based in the UK, giving them exposure and an opportunity to grow, but more so working towards their goal of our national team qualifying for the World Cup come 2030. I think that is an impressive goal, one that working with the GFA will definitely be able to achieve. And it also comes with that of mindset, breaking down barriers mentally, and encouraging our young people who have that interest in the game to work towards that goal, because we know that management is one part, but at the end of the day, the players also need to play a critical part, and the policymakers, which is the executive of the GFA, to ensure that this happens. Yeah? So thank you again to Angus and Stuart, who shared this morning with us. I want us to go over now to our second interview of the morning. I see he's already on. Mr. Dabrio, good morning. I'm no stranger to MTV. We know by now, I think we can call you, it is safe to call you part of the team. Yes? Our cyber correspondent. Yeah? That's how you call them on the international networks?
Thank you very, very much. Yes, somebody said sometime late last year that I have share in MTV.
Yes, tell them yes.
I'm always there. But I told them, it's a partnership.
It is.
And I think MTV appreciates the importance of what is happening in the cyberspace and the need to help push the awareness so people can protect themselves. They are empowered. So I don't know about the having to share, but I do know we have a very, very good relationship. And yeah, I do consider myself part of the family. So thank you for welcoming family to the family show.
It is not a case of, you see, shares, it's not always the monetary part. You know that you can be a partner in something when you're bringing knowledge, because it is invaluable. And I think that we definitely understand and we embrace. And that's the reason why we continue to have you on to speak all about the issues that affect us on a cyber basis. As we continue to be exposed and use more of technology, we recognize that so too the risks are emerging. I think we can safely say now that cyber is now a hazard. Cyber is... Before we thought it was only hurricanes and fires and accidents and so. But now with technology, it is emerging that it is becoming a new hazard. As everything else, people using things, we think that it is okay for just do anything, publish anything, and that there are no consequences to it. But that's the reason why there are laws, and today we're speaking about the Data Protection Bill. It has created quite a stir on many fronts when it was tabled initially. But we also know that to every legislation that is proposed in the House, that is tabled in the House, there are going to be a debate on it, whether who thinks that it is great and who thinks that it's not. But at the end of the day, I think the overall goal is to protect. Let us speak about that Data Protection Bill and that aspect that deals with cyber security, and the publication of people's information, what we use it for.
Yeah, so you know, this is not a conversation about, you know, rights and all these things. I am looking at it solely from the backdrop of what is happening within our space, what is happening internationally. I was came back from an international convention just a few days ago, looking at the threat landscape, looking at what is happening within Latin America, within North America as well. And what you'd realize is the problems that we face here, it's no different from what is happening elsewhere, right? It boils down to in most cases to just a lack of proper awareness. And I think in addition to having laws, it makes sense for the people to be aware of what is happening, why those laws are being enacted, and where they fit in as far as their actions and ensuring that they do not drop the baton, because that is what it is when it comes to data protection. You sign up for different things with different companies. You apply for different things. Some companies actually ask you for the information, whether it's through a survey or what have you. At the end of the day, what happens with that information? What are they doing with it? We should have an appreciation in Grenada for what identity theft can do to some people. We've seen people creating accounts in other people's name. We've seen the level of headache and heartache that you know comes as a result of what they say and share. And so while pretending to be these other persons in the bigger world, you have people finding their credit scores being messed up and all these other things because you have data being leaked, or you have information ending up in the hands of bad actors. And this is what the Data Protection Bill, the Data Protection Act, this is what it seeks to really accomplish, to get us to understand that it is not business as usual. You know, when we were in school, they told us it's about food, shelter, and clothing, right? Well, it's not that anymore. The children would tell you internet access is a necessity as well. They would prefer in some cases to not have new clothes as long as they have internet access. And if that is what is happening, we're talking digital transformation. And again, this is not just a local thing. It is what is happening world over. We look at what is happening now in artificial intelligence and machine learning and all the risks that are associated with that. We cannot have our people who handle information of non-nationals just being careless with it. We have to ensure that at the end of the day, we have laws that say, hey, you should, if you collect it for 1, 2, and 3, use the information for 1, 2, and 3. And while you have it in your possession, you should treat with it as the law dictates. You can't just, you know, put it in a computer that any and everybody can access. There is no protection on there. You can't just sell my information without, you know, getting permission from me and maybe me getting something in return. And this is what it seeks to do. In addition to that, you know, the people who have been victims to certain cyber crimes, you know, they would reach out to the CSIRT and they normally would say, hey, well, this is what is happening. How do we squeeze the bad actors? How do we get these malicious persons out there to pay for their actions? Not realizing that in most cases, we are powerless because we haven't signed on to certain conventions. We are not a part of certain conversations. We cannot access certain technologies because we're just not where we should be in terms of having our laws and so in place. And I make reference to the Budapest Convention. In order for us to sign on to this, to be able to access the resources and the know-how, and to really squeeze some of these bad actors out there and try to get back funds and all these sort of things, we have to have certain laws in place. And the data protection is just one of them. We will have to revise the Electronic Crimes Act of 2013. It is outdated. It does not cover a lot of things that it should cover. And there are a few others that we have to, enact, which would be necessary before we can have a conversation about signing on to that convention. And until then, you're going to have people posting stuff and saying, hey, well, approach Facebook so they can take it down, and approach Facebook so you can get the information. Let Meta do this, Meta do that. We want our money back that we sent via wire transfer and the stuff didn't come. And people need to understand that when you're going to have a conversation with the big boys out there, you need to ensure that your laws, your rules are in place and your people are knowledgeable. They know what they should and should not do. And I think that is what may have been missed in the conversation. I think a lot of politics entered it, and we sort of did not focus on the importance and relevance of it. Additionally, we need to see data protection as a relay, because that is what it is. You know, everybody has a leg to run. All right. We all have information. We all have personal information. And in the execution of our duties, we would find ourselves having information, other people's information. So you're in an office and you're supposed to be processing payroll or sending out letters, correspondence, what have you. You have people's email addresses. You have their contact details. You can't just be careless with that. You can't have, confidential files on a flash drive in your bag. There is no encryption, anything. Somebody, finds the flash drive, steals it, or you lose it, they get it. And all that information is out there. We have to get to a place where people understand, hey, the information that is in my possession, while it is in my possession, while it is in this leg of the race, I have to do my best to ensure that how it's collected, I do what needs to be done. It is protected during that process. It is protected while I am using it. It is processed while it's being transferred as well. Now, let me give you this example. And I had a good laugh about it in a presentation I made a few weeks ago. You get these emails, and the emails come in, and at the bottom it says, this is confidential and it is intended for whoever. And if you receive it in error, disregard it. I do not know how to unsee something. I don't know. Maybe it's the Victoria in me. I can't unsee something. When I see it, I see it. I could see it. It's etched in my memory. Over time, it may get replaced, but I don't know how to unsee. So you send a confidential file with my salary information to the wrong person. That information is now out there, and what? You get away from the consequences because at the bottom of it, you posted, if it is not you, if the information is not for you and you receive it, disregard it. How does that work? And that's why I'm saying it is a relay when it comes to data protection. You have to check, double check, triple check to ensure that you're sending the mail to the right person. It's the right email address spelled correctly. You need to ensure that when somebody calls on the phone and say, I am Jervis Dabrio, I want the balance on my account, that you do not just give it out because the person on the line sounds like Jervis Dabrio. Understand right now, with what is happening with artificial intelligence, cloning somebody's voice is very easy. It's really, really easy, and you have to understand now that if we do not ensure that our awareness level, it gets to that place where we know what is going on, some people are going to find themselves in a wall of trouble, because the phone number would look like mine. That number is spoofed. The voice is going to sound like mine, and you may think it's me. And what do? Give the information? No, we need to have laws that say, hey, should you do it, you can be held accountable. You should not just do it and think you escape the consequences of your action. So this is how I see the data protection, that law, understanding, what is happening, the threat landscape, understanding what is needed when it comes to data security from the National Cybersecurity Incident Response Team standpoint.
No, I think now we should have a better understanding of this. Because, and as you rightfully said, I think it was the politics that got involved in this that we lost, that we would have have lost the true objective of this bill. I heard it, and we heard a lot. We are hearing a lot of this artificial intelligence. I was looking at news, one of the international platforms recently, and I was explaining that to someone that it is so easy now. You hear a lot of me on various platforms. We hear a lot of you on various platforms. We're going to take this, right? And we're going to piece it together. Use words or sentences of what we want you to say. And you would all you need to do is just play this from a system. You call the phone and it is going to sound exactly, because it is you. It is your voice. Tell me how you dispute that. And that is the level at which the world is going with technology. Artificial intelligence, it is frightening, to say the least. It is frightening. We see things, we hear things, they create things that are not true, that is not reality, and we can just run with it. And there must be legislation. Legislation must be put in place to ensure that people's information are protected, because the world is becoming a very, 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 very dangerous place with technology.
Yep. Now, don't get me wrong here. For those who would say, oh, so you're saying there were no issues with the bill. I never said that.
No. We are not having that conversation. We are not dealing at all with the political.
Precisely.
No, this has nothing. The political arguments have nothing to do with this conversation. We are speaking about the importance of this in ensuring that we as a nation, that we are safe. Because the world, this is where the world is going. We hear all about the e-platforms that government is offering. Our medical records will be on a server. Our everything will be on servers. And actually, that's what we are doing now. From the onset of social media, I think we'd all agree that that is what was happening. Because people put so much out there. And now we have no other choice but to catch up with what's happening and go online. But there must be protection. As initially, as we started speaking, right, we said that cyber it is not becoming a hazard because of the way that people are not using it properly. And that is what happens in general. You give people access to something, they abuse it, and then it creates the aspect of it that becomes a hazard, and it is not all positive then. What do? Do you wait for it to blow up before we put legislation in place so that we can contain it? We must act now. Disaster management is for everyone.
The thing is, I do not want people to be too scared of the technology and what is here and what is to come. But I am not going to lie either and say that as someone who I've been in this thing for a while, I am worried, I am scared. So should you be worried and scared? Maybe you should be, because knowing what I know, and seeing what can happen, it puts me at a vantage point that I think some people may not have. And knowing that we are, as I was telling someone over the weekend, Grenadians are falling for kindergarten scams. This is scams where you basically playing with crayons and blocks. That's what we're falling for. The next level is not primary school. The next level is university. This is what AI is doing. This is what it is going to do. We do not have much time to ensure that we get to that place where our suspicion kicks in before we accept content. And I think when we look at what happened during the height of the pandemic, that was a big part of the problem. People put out information, misinformation, disinformation. It fit in with our confirmation bias, with what we wanted to hear, we wanted to believe, we ran with it. And we realized a few weeks, a few months later, some of these same people came back saying, hey, well, I was just making a joke. It's not real. All right. Just last week, we put out some stuff because we had a young man in Grenada who made a video saying he received 50,000 US from FedEx and Facebook and a WHO grant. Only when investigating it to find out from him, and he put out some stuff after, that it wasn't true. He never received the money. But there are people who may have heard the video, seen the video, believed it because they know the guy, and they gave their money to scammers. You cannot believe just because you hear or see. This is not the world that we are living in. Not now. for those who have been on the receiving end of scams, then I think they have a better appreciation for why we need these laws. For the people who have had their identity stolen by another individual, they would have an appreciation for these laws. For people whose personal information got leaked from commercial entities in Grenada, they have an appreciation for why we need these laws. And I'm saying it's not just about them, because there is this misconception that because I am a nobody, I am not known, I'm not famous, that my information is not important. That is far from the truth. If I had to steal somebody's identity, I would have to be a fool to try stealing Oslin Cosby's information. People know her. I'm not going to steal Deacon Mitchell's information or Kit Mitchell's identity. People know them. They're all over the news. I'm going to steal John Smith. Nobody knows that. I could then use that identity and do all my criminal activities and so until he is ready to travel or something like that, and he finds out he's wanted in 10 countries. You have to protect your information. As we put out some time back, there are no innocent bystanders and sidelines when it comes to data protection. Everybody, in some way or the other, is an active participant in this relay. You have it. At some point, you may be entrusted with it, and you must do all that is in your power to ensure that you safeguard it, you protect it, and should you not, this is where the law is going to come and bite you hard, and I would say bite you hard in the bamba. And that's just how it is.
All right. Jervis, I like this conversation, but we are a bit pressed this morning, but I know you will be back because we need to speak about, I want us to speak specifically about the amount of issues that we are having with our young people, because I think that is who we seem to have to educate a lot on the use or misuse of the internet. They live for it. As you rightfully said, they would tell you don't give them clothes, and once they have the internet, they are fine. I look at my little ones, I look at all of them, and I said, this is not good. I am not that hooked on my device. When you have your work to do, you have your work to do. Yes, you would go on it because you need it to work, but there must be control. Our children, on the other hand, don't seem to understand that very powerful word of control and choice when it comes to the use of the internet. And we know that it can destroy them because technological footprints never, ever goes away. Before you hire anyone now, the first thing I would do, you would go up and you would look to see who's that person. What are the content that you post on your platform? What are some of the things that you are saying? Nobody wants anybody that's going to taint their brand, yes? And some of these malicious acts that we recognize are being posted, even violent acts, is as if we have forgotten now that we need to put down the phone from time to time and pull people apart and speak to them. But instead, we use the platform for everything. We have lost it all. In the past, you're going up in Victoria, you have a problem with somebody, you're going to meet the person and tell him you did something to me, I did not like it. But right now, it is going to be a post that is meant to make the person feel extremely bad, and then we recognize that everybody can deal with it. So the hazard that the technology now has created, it has far-reaching implications, psychological health. I mean, there's just so much. And because of that, we also recognize that our children now are not as tough as our parents grew us up. A thing or two you hear, it just doesn't put you out. But with them, we hear of the other part, right, where they want to harm themselves and they don't think their self-esteem has gone right down to the ground. So there are lots of things that we need to consider. And as adults, we have a responsibility to teach our children. But if we don't know, what will we tell them?
Yeah, I'm smiling because we have tied self-worth and so to likes and shares.
Yes.
So yes, we do have a problem with mental health when it comes to our young people. But there are two phrases that we will have to have that conversation on, and that is digital boldness, where people, because they not physically looking at you and having to deal with you, they just type whatever they want. And self-regulation. We need to get our young people to self-regulate. We can't, just keep putting digital muzzle on the devices. We need them to get to that place where they understand it's time to put it down and it's time to move on. So I look forward to that conversation. But before I run off, I must point out today, May 4th is World Password Day, and today is as good a day as any to perform a password audit. All right, ensure if you haven't changed your passwords for the last years, what have you, today is as good a day as ever to just, update those passwords. Strong passwords, the strongest password you could have is one that you do not remember. So you need a password manager. Turn on two-factor authentication. And then there is this rule that I want everybody to remember. Never share any code you get with anyone unless you are prepared to give them control of the account. So do not share any code you receive with anyone unless you are prepared to give them control of the account. And that means even your friendly neighborhood technician, your IT guy, if a code comes in and they ask for it, understand, should you share that code, you are giving control of the account over to them. And if you're a little cautious about that, then you should be even more so cautious when it comes to people you do not know, or people who make requests like that out of the blue, because we keep seeing accounts being compromised left, right, and center. Just don't be too trusting. And if you have any issues, reach out to us at the National CSUT. Let us help keep you safe.
All right. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Mr. Davrio. Always a pleasure speaking with you. You made comment. We must joke a bit. I cannot unsee things. I guess it's a Victorian in me. I guess it's all of us, right?
And let's remind them that the best tasting water,
of course,
in the state of Grenada. So we cover Carriacou, Pitimatic, all them little islands out there, is from Victoria.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
And anybody have a problem with that, pass and taste it, and they'd realize that's the truth. It's the fact. We could bottle that just so, and we'll be millionaires world over.
I agree. When we go home, we don't drink from the bottles. We drink from the pipe. We can stand up in any standpipe at this room.
Thank you for having me. Have a good one.
You're most welcome, Jervis. Have a good one.
All right.
So that was Jervis Davrio, coordinator of CSUT, speaking there about the importance of that data protection bill. Another spin on the bill that has created so much controversy, yeah? But this morning we spoke only about how important it is to protect data because of where the world is going. I want us to take a quick break. I already have Akira on with me, and then we get to speak all about a night of love that's happening next week, Saturday. It's the Mother's Day weekend. It's an annual feature put on by Sunshine Promotion. We'll be back in a bit.
A natural disaster can change your life in minutes. Preparation is the best protection for your family and business. Prepare now. Create a disaster plan and make sure everyone knows what to do. Store water, non-perishable food, and medication. Remember basic emergency supplies such as batteries and flashlights. Trim overhanging trees. If trees near power lines are unsafe to trim, call Grenlec at 237 for assistance or advice. Install surge protectors to safeguard your electrical devices against outages and intermittent surges. Make sure your generator has an isolation switch. It will prevent power from feeding to our lines and electrocuting others. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Hello, I am Pettifer Lewis, the Executive Director of the Grenada Chamber of Industry and Commerce, representing the private sector. From where I sit, I can see how volatile both the local, regional, and international economies can be as a result of financial shocks, pandemics, natural disasters, among others. Having the NIS Unemployment Benefit Program is certainly a step in the right direction. This will help to alleviate the burden that arises from unemployment. Remember that people who are employed not just support themselves, but support family members as well.
Exactly.
So NIS Unemployment Benefit Program will play a very important role in assisting our citizens to mitigate hardships while keeping the local economy stimulated during future challenges like these. This is a very good program, very good initiative, and I support it.
Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 455-718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply.
This Mother's Day, give your mom the gift of music, love, and excitement with Sunshine Promotions Night of Love concert featuring the incredible Christopher Martin, Sanchez, and Vaughn. But that's not all. When you purchase your Night of Love ticket, you will automatically be entered into our Mother's Day sweepstakes, win a Samsung Galaxy smartphone, and more. Each week leading up to the event, we will be giving away fantastic prizes contributed by our event partners, including gift certificates, product vouchers, and service vouchers. And the best part, you can gift the prize to your amazing mother or keep it for yourself. But remember, you must have a Night of Love ticket to win. So what are you waiting for? Get your Night of Love ticket today and be automatically entered into our Mother's Day sweepstakes. Visit GoToFed.com or any island-wide ticket outlet to purchase your tickets now. Terms and conditions apply.
Join us for the chocolate adventure of a lifetime. May 16th to the 21st, 2023.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for being here with us. It's 8:44 in the morning, but we must do this. As I indicated before we took the break, let's go over now and have our final conversation. It's a wonderful way to end the morning on a light note. A homemade product, one that we look forward to for years. It's Mother's Day, and we cannot speak Mother's Day without speaking to Akira and the team at Sunshine Promotion on a Night of Love. Akira, good morning and welcome again to Rise and Shine.
Good morning, Oslin, and good morning to all of the Rise and Shine viewers. Thank you so much for having me again.
It is a pleasure. It is a pleasure. We must have this conversation around now. It's a big event. Looking forward to it. Sanchez, Dwayne Stevens, also the big one, Chris Martin, Vaughn, our very own. Quite a cast this year. Speak to us about the show. What can we expect?
Well, we are very excited, as you said, about having our annual Night of Love, our Sunshine Promotions Mother's Day event. With the exception of the COVID-19 period, this is actually the 20th year that Sunshine Promotions have been staging live events, actually, because we started in 2001. And the Night of Love brand is one of our favorite brands at Sunshine Promotions because it's not just a concert, it's also an opportunity to celebrate mothers, to celebrate music, to celebrate women on a whole and the role that they play in our society, that we all play in society, and also give the men an opportunity not to be marginalized, but also to join in the celebration. And if you would notice, we have an entire male cast, like a full male cast this year. And Christopher Martin, as well as Sanchez, said this is the perfect opportunity for men to really serenade and, you know, really show love and support to women and have a fantastic time in an environment of great music. So that's what we'll really be looking forward to with our event. As per usual, we are super prompt. So the gates open at 9. I want people to know that. But showtime is from 10 p.m. sharp. And we will open with our international but locally based from Victoria, Vaughn and his Legacy Band. And in addition to that, we will have Dwayne Stevenson, iconic Dwayne Stevenson, such a melodic voice. Christopher Martin singing for over, 10 years in the business. And then the iconic Sanchez, again, singing since 19, how long he's been, 39 years in the business. So we're looking forward to having a fantastic action-packed show, stellar performances, complete band sets, and really great performances from singers that have hits, that has hits for decades. So we're looking forward to that.
I think it's a lot to look forward to. I know you did that pitch there with me and Vaughn from Victoria. Yes, we are very, very proud of our own. You know that I have a special passion for my people. But sure. Yes, so we are looking for, I think it's a wonderful lineup. We get a nice mix, a beautiful mix, I must say, of music. Sanchez would give us some gospel, he would give us some reggae. We would get it all on the night. And it is important that we celebrate mothers. I remember I heard a man make a statement the last time that you never touch women. You never argue. One, because a woman is not just the person who bears children. A woman, or a mother rather, can change an entire conversation. When a woman gets involved in a conversation, she will inspire her husband, her partner, her children. Let us go, grandchildren, cousins. And this is important. I know sometimes our men feel a bit sidelined because of this, but as we always say, every man comes from a woman. It does not in any way put our men down, but it is important that we celebrate the cradle of life here. And I know Sunshine Promotion always do this. Akira, this year you have taken a different approach to marketing the event. Last year, yes, you had pop-ups. I know you started with some of the pop-up events. But now there's also an opportunity to win things when you purchase your tickets early. Talk to us about the new strategies.
So we have launched our Mother's Day sweepstakes this year, our Night of Love Mother's Day sweepstakes. And Sunshine Promotions, we have partnered with over 16 different companies island-wide, Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, to join in the celebration of mothers. So every Sunshine Promotion Night of Love ticket, either a physical ticket purchased from the local box offices or even the ones online through GoToFed, has its unique ticket number. And every week, all of the tickets purchased are entered into a great draw. So we will be drawing for different prizes, and it is our hope that mothers could win all of the prizes, but of course that may not be the case. So I've been encouraging people to re-gift it to a mother figure, to just keep it going. But again, it's up to people. They can either keep it to themselves or re-gift it. But so many fantastic prizes. We have from spa treatments, we have $1,000 shopping vouchers at IGA, $500 shopping vouchers. We have different companies coming in. I don't want to start calling names because then everyone is going to be, in the pot. But we have, from even hardware stores, from On the Spot Hardware, LL Ramdani. We have gift packages from Renwick Thompson. We have stuff from Glenelg, and all of our partners that's come together to collaborate, different spas. We have hotel breakfasts and brunches and all of that. Royalton is in the mix. Radisson is in the mix. Coconut Beach. So many great things and so many great gifts. I mean, I kind of wish that I could participate when seeing all of the prizes. I'm a tad bit jealous, but it's all for a good cause, and it's all to really just celebrate mothers and just celebrate the patrons that support our events year in, year out. We treat our patrons as guests to our home. When you come to the National Stadium, it's like we're inviting you to our house. We want to ensure that we respect your time, that we respect the sleep you forsake, the clothing you put on, all of that, to come and be a part of the experience with us. So we always want to ensure that we give back, and that's how we're doing that with our sweepstakes. So the earlier you get your tickets is the more chances you have to win, because once you win, you have the opportunity to win again. It's never removed from the draw, and all of these prizes are so fantastic. But in addition to that, also you get to view this spectacular concert that you're going to be a part of, because when Christopher Martin and Sanchez or Dwayne Stevenson comes on stage with all of these songs that we know and we love and we sing, whether it's in our bathroom, at karaoke, whatever, we will be performing along with them. So it's going to be such a fantastic time in the National Stadium.
I truly agree. And that is what makes an event fantastic. That you are familiar with the music that they are sharing. You can sing along, you enjoy it. You can just move in and out of it. But in addition to it, you made a comment there on that of time and people giving up your sleep. You know, after a while, sleep becomes a treasure, yeah? When you're young and you're bouncing about, it's like, okay, that's all right, I can lose it. But when you get old and you realize your body now is reminding you that no, you need to rest. Sleep becomes a treasure. And to give it up, it means that it has to be worth it, yeah? It has to be worth it. So why not? Sunshine Promotion in the past has always given us an excellent show. Starts on time, always great quality. And I know this year we expect nothing less. It's going to be another wonderful event to serenade mothers. All that's happening at the stadium. Remind us of tickets. I know that by now we will know our Ticketrons, where do we get our tickets in the different parishes to ensure that we can also be able to cash in on the sweepstakes.
For sure. So I will jump into our ticket outlets, but one thing I also do have to note again is that we also love discovering new talent. So we actually have a social media competition going on where someone can sing a cover, upload a video of yourself. Let's use social media in the right way. Upload a video of yourself singing your favorite Christopher Martin or Sanchez song, even Dwayne Stevenson. Short clip could just be a verse and a chorus, and the most popular video with the most reaction, comments, likes, etc. That person is going to win a complimentary VIP experience at the show, so all expenses paid, and they also have an opportunity to sing the cover live on stage. So there's so much going on, right? Live on stage. So there's so much going on. Exactly. But you can grab up your tickets at box offices nationwide. We have ticket outlets across Grenada, all Gittins outlets. So whether it's Grenville, Gittins Health Plus Pharmacy in Boab, you can get Gittins on Wall Street or in St. George. You can purchase tickets there. Pierce Barber Shop in Victoria, Calico Shopping Center in Sautez. We have tickets at Croshu Gas Station, Quick Stop on Kirani James Boulevard, Cass Unisex Boutique, Heather's Boutique, Crown Collection. We have tickets island-wide, but in addition to that, you can also purchase your tickets online through godofet.com for the people that like the convenience of just clicking, adding to carts. It's there in the trending events. I checked it this morning. It's right at the top. Tickets are now, general access tickets are now only $100, and our VIP is $500. Our VIP experience would give you an all-inclusive access to the event. You don't have to walk with a wallet, nothing. Just put your driver's license alone in your vehicle and drive into the stadium. You have VIP parking, ushered access, premium front of stage viewing experience, so you can have all those coveted Instagrammable moments with the performers right in front of your face. We do it very intimately at Sunshine Promotions. Photo ops, meet and greets with the artists. But in addition to that, you have premium beverages as well as a 4-course delectable food menu to complement your patron experience while you're at the Night of Love. So you can choose whether it's you want to be out in the stands with everyone having a fantastic time in the crowd like that, or the more intimate, convenient experience of VIP. It's up to you.
All right. I think that song's fantastic. This year, A Night of Love, it would definitely not be missing anything, and I know we'll be looking forward to that person who win that unique talent, that discovery of talent, that feature that is added there. And we support our own. We also know that we have a lot of talent on Ireland, so why not go ahead and do something wonderful at the Night of Love? So Akira, thank you so much again. It was a pleasure speaking with you. We know that we will be hearing and seeing you again, because after Night of Love, we're not going to take away from anything for the mothers, but we will speak all about the huge white, because we know that's what you do. That's a name for the carnival event, because Sunshine Promotion. So we know for sure when we can see you. We see you for Mother's Day, we see you for Carnival, and then we see you in December for a December to remember, yeah? So we will be having that conversation just for a different event after Mother's Day, but it's all about our mothers. Next week, Saturday, at the National Stadium, Saturday, 13th May, when a Night of Love will be featured. 20th year, I want to say congratulations to the Sunshine Promotion team for continuing to give us good, very, very good promotions here. Quality sound, great, well planned, excellent choices in artists. Always something to look forward to. We do cherish the moments. We cannot always work, but when we want to play, I think when we go outside to play, we appreciate a good event that we can really play, yeah, because we work hard. So thank you again, and congratulations to you and Judah and the team for 20 years of great service. We want to see you for many more. I'm not going to put a number to it because we're not limiting you. We want to take all the way to it, yeah? Many more years to come. Akira, thank you again. And if you want to add anything before we leave, I want to allow you to do so.
Always a pleasure, and thank you so much. I want to urge people to stay connected to our social media pages so that you will have updates and all of the information that's going on, because there are so many different things happening. So again, that's Sunshine Promotions Grenada on Facebook, Sunshine Promotions Grenada, or sunshinepromo.gnd on Instagram. And before the show, we will see you this Friday at a pop-up event we're having in St. Patrick, because we're bringing the Night of Love vibe to the Boss Yard in St. Patrick. So I'll see you then, and then at the National Stadium on the 13th.
On the 13th. All right, great. Thank you so much, Akira. It was a pleasure, always a pleasure speaking with you. We look forward to a successful event come next week, Saturday, at the stadium. And again, to you and the Sunshine Promotion team, congratulations on 20 great years. Many more, even greater years to come.
Thank you.
You're most welcome. And that was Akira Patterson, coming in, their representative from Sunshine Promotion, talking all about a Night of Love. It's happening next week, Saturday, at the National Stadium. It's that Mother's Day. It's a home name. I mean, this has grown 20 years. We look forward to many more years from Sunshine Promotions. Great entertainment product. And of course, the lineup, always a pleasure. The people who have been following can speak about the many artists that has passed through that Night of Love event, from Barris to Lost. We have seen Sanchez, well, he's back this year, Christopher Martin, Romain, and others. Many, many artists have graced that stage, including some of our locals. And it's important that we say thank you to the people who give us that service, as it plays a critical part in our balance. We cannot always work. We have to play, but as everything else, when we do decide to play, we want to ensure that when we go out, it is a wonderful experience, one that we can feel very, very good about to return the next year, and not one that we have to worry anything about. You go out there and you have a good time, and then you head back home, yeah? So, Sunshine Promotion, next week, Saturday, the National Stadium. Get your tickets at the various outlets and also online. That's where we say goodbye for this morning. It is now 9 o'clock on the dot, yeah? But it was worth it. The extra time was worth it. I want to say thank you so much to my guests, Angus Douglas, Stuart Adams, Jervis Dabrio, and we just spoke to Akira Patterson from Sunshine Promotion. It was a beautiful morning. I enjoyed every bit of it. Wonderful morning, sharing information with you. I hope you did the same. Make it a wonderful day. The sun is out in its glory. Make sure you're drinking lots of water. It is dry outside, so if you are suffering with allergies or so, or you have any respiratory issues, ensure that you take the necessary steps to suppress the symptoms and keep yourself feeling great as outside look, yeah? Remember, if we don't do what we need to do, we cannot wait on others to do it for us. Our CPA candidates, a great day we wish you. Please go there, give your best. Read your questions, stay calm, don't get flustered. If you need help, you know you can lift your hands and there are teachers there to assist you. Use the resources that are available. But now, you'll be using more of the resources inside of the head that your teachers would have given you for years for this big day. Remember, you are now concluding or preparing to conclude your primary school education and heading on to secondary level, where you would then blossom into something wonderful. Remember, what you blossom into is dependent on you. We get back out what we put in. Use your opportunity as a student to be an excellent student, an exceptional student rather. When you become an adult, do the same. Continue along in that vein. So parents, continue to encourage them, continue to provide that guidance that they need to make them the best child that you can be very, very proud of. That's where we say goodbye for today. The team, Tanya, Elton, thank you so much again. You, the viewers, always appreciate you. Janelle, good morning. All the viewers, the MTV Extended family, thank you again for another wonderful morning. We see you again on Tuesday morning when we do this all over again here on MTV Rise and Shine in the month of May as we count down then next week to Mother's Day. To Mother's Day. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe. I'm Oslin Crosby wishing you a wonderful one.
What you gonna do when the rain is coming down? Bring it back to the middle, push, take it back to the rhythm. Keep it up for good when the sky's falling down. All you gotta do is to bring it to the ground. Get it up to your inner move. Stop, start, down. Nobody can get what you're going through.
Promoters, here is a chance to boost your event or fete with MTV's irresistible television advertising specials. Book now and be wowed with party deals and good advertising coverage. Call our sales and marketing department on 440-8171 or via WhatsApp on 405-5718. You can also send an email at mtvmarketinggd@gmail.com. Terms and conditions apply. It's the 4th edition of Hubbard's Live Free for 1 year promotion. Cuatro Punto Cero. It's unbelievably amazing. You can win free fuel, free drinks, cash prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free cable, TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free passes to Sunshine Promotion events for 2023, free groceries, all for 1 whole year. And every winner receives a lunch package. Be sure to fill out the entry forms and enter it into the marked entry boxes at all Hubbard's departments and at participating outlets. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2023. Draws will be held every 2 weeks. Terms and conditions apply.
In our part of the world, we need to be prepared for natural disasters like storms and hurricanes, even outside of the season. I'm sure you'll agree that keeping our loved ones, homes, and businesses safe is important. So, I came up with a few quick tips to help you stay safe. First, make a family disaster plan and ensure that everyone in your household is familiar and comfortable with it. Remember to add batteries and flashlights to your emergency kit. Don't be caught off guard by natural disasters. Prepare now. For more information, visit grenlec.com.
Building resilience is the responsibility of us all. That means planning in the event of more frequent and intense storms. Introducing a new product called Flexible Hurricane Protection, FHP. FHP provides protection against tropical storms through to Category 5 hurricanes. If a storm covered by your policy impacts your island, you get a payout automatically. No assessors, no adjusters. Pick the amount of coverage you need. Use the funds however you want to cover lost income, replace damaged equipment or crops, rebuild your business, or carry out quick repairs to your home. Getting started is easy. Simply visit www.corpefinsurance.com to select the coverage that's right for you or choose an annual premium that fits your budget. Pay the annual premium at your credit union before 1st June. It's that simple. Make FHP a key part of your yearly hurricane plan.